This is our house. A house that is split in two. The old half and the not so old half. The uninhabitable half. And the perhaps a little bit more habitable half. It can also be cut in two the other way. The not so old roof above the repainted facade and PVC windows, and the rear of the property with its rather beautiful stone-tiled roof, stone walls, water-damaged window, and the saturated hole next to an old well. Beyond the garden, at the rear, is another parcel of land that we acquired with the property. At one time used as a vegetable garden, which also contained a pigsty. Now we have no plans to have pigs, but we do plan to grow vegetables. In fact, it's kind of necessary because we want to limit our expenditure so we have the budget to complete our project. We bought the property because of what we believe is its huge potential, and having lived in a van for long lengths at a time, we are no strangers to roughing it a little. As with any project, there are surprises, and the first we encountered was that although the roof is technically sound, these original stone tiles, beautiful as they are, really do need replacing. So we will replace the rear half of the roof so that we can then insulate. And insulation is kind of key because of what has become the dominating issue of the moment, the incredibly high humidity. On arrival, we eagerly made the habitable half more comfortable. There was a particularly nasty smell, unrelated to the humidity, that we soon linked to the carpet and a stubborn stain that had even penetrated the floorboards. We sanded back the wood and varnished and continued to fix up the general wear and tear so we could have at least half a home to live in. Unsurprisingly, as we traverse a humid and wet winter, the mould is returning after mere weeks. It really is no surprise considering the relative humidity inside the house. kitchen, the bedroom, the attic, and even the empty half of the house all have relative humidity that fluctuates between the high 70s and the high 90s. To some degree, again, this should have been expected, considering that this is a relatively large house with only 2 small electric radiators, 0 ventilation, and single glazing on over 50% of the windows. And then, of course, there is the hole and the adjacent water well. In addition, there is the gable end wall, which could be called a retaining wall of sorts. At least it's a retaining wall in the fact that the earth level is at least 1 metre high against the stonework of the house. And I suspect there is 0 drainage, no water barriers or damp course. The wall has a large humidity patch on the exterior, and inside there are clear signs of water ingress, and a leaky roof around the chimney. But for all its quirks and its little problems or big problems, this property is ours, and we've already formed a connection with it. It is our project. It may have its troubles, and we may have a tight budget and relatively limited experience of a renovation of this scale, but we definitely have the motivation and we have the patience to turn this place into something unique and beautiful. This year is going to be an interesting start to our home renovation project. So thanks for watching. If you'd like to follow, please like and subscribe. It means an awful lot to have your support as we set out to renovate our somewhat humid house and hopefully eventually turn it into a beautiful home.